G'day guys, how we going? Welcome to another episode of DrawImagiNation. My name is Dimitri and I just wanted to share a quick video with you on how to create quick concepts and ideas without too much sweat. First of all, what is an original idea? What the hell is it made out of? Well, what I found is if you combine two random things together into one crazy thing, that's your original idea. So in this instance it's Goku and Pikachu together. I know that's not very original, but it's just an example. So we're looking here, so I'm just using Photoshop and I've created a new layer and I'm just sketching the line work using like a chalk brush. For the pose, I'm using reference actually, so another thing with reference I just wanted to mention, use as much reference as you can. Don't be afraid, don't think it's cheating or anything. I think reference is great. If you're not using reference, you're definitely missing out. If you're struggling with a pose, find a pose that you like. If you're struggling with textures, find a texture that simulates what you're looking for. And don't copy it, literally, but set it aside and look at it and then try to replicate it or make it your own. That way you're not tracing anything and you're learning at the same time. Remember guys, it's important to not get caught in making it perfect and looking anatomically correct. It's all about the concept here. And basically I sketched out the pose first, then I duplicated the layer. On that duplicated layer I can just play around and edit it to whatever I want, so adding some Pikachu things to him as well, so changing the ears, adding a tail and the nose and the cheeks, and not spending too much time on it. But important thing is to have clean lines guys, so that's important as well. So once you've done with your line work, I usually would duplicate the layers so it's a bit more darker, the lines, and then I combine those two layers together. Then I go with either magic wand or lasso tool and just select the silhouette of the character really quick. It doesn't have to be very precise. I mean, this is pretty rough. This is not detailed at all, so I'm not spending much time on it because it's a quick concept. So once you've selected the silhouettes of the character, I would create a layer underneath the line layer and just fill it in with a neutral color. Just one color will do. Then what I'll do is I go and isolate each part of the character, so the skin, the hair, the clothes and everything else, into solid separate colors. So now the local colors is done. What I'm doing now, I'm creating a layer on top of everything else, on top of the line layer. And I've selected the silhouette that we previously established in the local color layer, and I've masked that layer out with that silhouette. Then I go with a lasso tool and just select the shadow parts of the character, and keeping in mind where the light source is. So at the moment, it's, as we're looking at the character, it's coming from the top left corner and filling it in with a color. So if the character is outdoors, the shadows would be a bit cooler, so I would select something in the blue tones, like mid tones of blue, so don't go too dark basically. Then what we do, that shadow layer, set it to multiply and just play with the opacity of the layer too, because sometimes it's a bit too hardcore. So now with the shadows I've done and I've decreased the opacity on that, now we can go into some highlights as well to pop the picture out a bit more. So I've created another layer on top of the shadow layer. I masked that as well with the silhouette. And same thing, I'm using lasso tool and selecting the highlighted areas of the character, and I'm just playing around with the color that would look better for it. So this technique is, I call it cell shading technique. It's a very well known technique, but it's great for, this is how I come up with any concepts that I have, something quick that I want to draw down. I just quickly jump into this technique, and another good thing about it is that you can expand it. So you have this concept that is cell shading looking, 2D looking, and then you can make it into a full rendered painting with all information that you have there. You've got your shadows, you've got your highlights, everything's pretty much there. And also another thing is to, because this is such a quick way of doing something, create many concepts for the same thing. Don't just stick with one. So I'm not doing any more concepts than one. This is just for demonstration. But if I was really going to design a Pikachu looking Goku, I would create maybe 10 concepts of just different variations. Just push yourself in creating different ideas every time. And then what's good about creating many concepts is that you can combine them together into something really awesome, and you'll be surprised what you can come up with. So just play around, have fun with it. That's the main thing. All right, so for the final touch-ups, so I've made the sign. For the final touch-ups, I would make another layer on top of the combined layer that I have, and I would set that to overlay and just basically pop out the spots where I want the people to look at most. And that's it, you're finished. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please comment below and I will get back to you. See you in the next video. Peace!